Now, I don't want to be quick to judge. There's a video you see playing behind me. Okay, these look like two people, lovers, that are trying. They want almost to kill each other. Now you can see the woman, she's holding a hammer. Then there's a man in the other side, inside the house, who has locked her outside. She's trying to gain access to the house, and the man is saying, "No, you're not coming in." And the woman is insisting she wants to get in because the home belongs to her. And the man is saying, "No, you're not coming in because I kind of, apparently, the man is fed up with the woman and he wants the woman to leave. He doesn't want the relationship, he wants her to leave. But the argument keeps on going on and on and on and on. Now, I don't want to be quick to judge. Okay, I don't want to be quick to judge who is who did what, or the man did this, or the woman did that. It's not going to be. It's not even what we're talking about here. But what we can clearly see is a very toxic relationship. I don't know marriage or relationship, but that is a very toxic situation. Now, apparently, people are getting into relationships for different reasons. You could have gotten into relationships because the man was good in bed. Okay, so you decided to stay around because he was good in bed. You could have got into a relationship because the man had a place to stay, so you could pack your bags and come in and move in with him, so there was a place to stay. And it could be money, it could be different things, but whichever you want to look at it, there are some relationships they are not meant to be. And we should be able, guys, to see the signs, okay? We need to be able to see the signs. We need to have the discernment to see the signs. If you see those people who almost want to kill each other, you can know that they have already been in that situation before. It hadn't just yet exploded to this magnitude, now to an extent where they want to kill each other. It simply means that usually we need to be able to see the red flags, okay? And even before you see the red flags, first of all, we need to ask ourselves the question as to why are we really getting into that relationship? Do you really genuinely like that person? And even if you genuinely like the person, as the time progresses, you need to ask yourselves the question: are you happy in that relationship? Because you may genuinely like the person, but you may have fallen for the wrong person. It could have been a toxic person. You may genuinely like the person at the start, but as the time goes on, you start developing different feelings and you no longer want the person. And this is where we need to be sincere with ourselves. That person, before that thing gets out of hand, to an extent whereby you want to tear each other up, you need to ask yourself a question. Let's say, for example, the guy opens the door and the woman hits that hammer in his head. Okay, so what is going to happen next? Because those people have got kids. If I remember the story, they may be having 2 or 3 kids. So let's say that woman, okay, the man opens the door and the woman will injure the man. Okay, the man is hospitalized or probably he passed away. Okay, what is next? So what is going to happen next? What is next? There's 3 kids, there's 2 kids maybe. So what next? Now, ladies and gentlemen, having dealt with different types of narcissists and having been entangled with narcissists in different form of situationships, I know that all that drama they are trying to do is not worth it. All the drama is not worth it. So there are some times when we need to put a stop. You feel it's not serving you, it's not working out. Ladies and gentlemen, find a way to get out of that situation before it gets out of hand. Everybody who has left a toxic relationship behind, they have had losses. They have had to count the losses because they finally figured out as soon as they walked away, they was counting the costs of that particular relationship. But you see, it has nothing to do with what you're leaving behind. It has something to do with what is ahead of you. Because you see, sometimes we are hanging on to the wrong people, okay? We are hanging on to the wrong people. We are trying to make things work. Ladies and gentlemen, I was 7 years entangled with a narcissist. I was really trying to make it work. And then I figured out that later on, that I was dealing with a dysfunctional individual. So there was nothing I could do that could work. It got into that extent whereby I almost nearly crashed with the new supply because I thought that they were getting in my way. Now, at the end of the day, you're dealing with a dysfunctional person who doesn't care about what is going to happen. Whatever they do, they don't count the costs. They don't know what is going to happen. They just do things anyway, regardless of who is going to get hurt. They simply just do things because they do want to get the things their way. But I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, there are sometimes you really have to know that it's time for you to end the relationship. It's not worth it. It is time for you to let things go, end the relationship, move on. Moving on is going to be hard. But when you reach an extent where you feel like you cannot stand the person, so why do you really want to be with the person that you cannot stand? Okay, now this woman is trying to get into the house. So what happens if she gets into the house and the man doesn't also want to leave the house? So that means that there are going to be two people who are trying to kill each other staying in that same vicinity. Eventually, one of them has to leave, but the man doesn't want to leave because apparently the man says that is his house. Okay, so he's not going anywhere. It's his house. He has probably built it with his own money. Maybe the woman helped him a little bit here and there, but he has built the house on his own. And the man is saying he's not leaving, but the woman doesn't want to leave the house because that is all she knows. That is where she wants to raise the kids. But you cannot raise kids in a place which is extremely toxic. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a call. It's a wake-up call. The moment you start seeing and experiencing signs of toxicity in a relationship, regardless of how you feel about that particular individual, toxic is toxic, ladies and gentlemen. There's no sugarcoating. No way you can sugarcoat this. There's no better way to say this. Toxic is toxic. A person is toxic, they are simply toxic. Whether they are simply cheaters, whether they are simply abusers, manipulators, in any way you sense any form of toxicity and you believe it's kind of a cycle, then you have got to come up with a plan. You have got to come up with a plan where you believe it is time for you to release the situation and go. Ladies and gentlemen, the only reason why you're not finding the person meant for you, it is simply because you are clinging on and hanging on to a person that is not for you. Let me repeat this for you one more time. When you continuously cling on to a person that is not for you, they cannot see your value, they do not see your worth, they will abuse and destroy and manipulate and do whatever it is they want to do to you because they are toxic people. Now you're closing the doors for the people that are genuinely meant for you. Recognize toxicity. Ladies and gentlemen, let it go. Walk away when you still can. Do not wait for those cases whereby somebody is going to end up in hospital or somebody may even sometimes end up dead and you really want to destroy each other to that magnitude where a person will end up holding a hammer, trying to access a home and the husband is inside on the other side. Probably there's even kids in the inside of that house. We do not know, but apparently there's also children in that marriage. Okay? It is not worth it. See the signs that it is really time to let go of a relationship. Walk away. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to meet the person. You are really going to meet that person that is supposed to be with you. I hope we're all learning from this, ladies and gentlemen. Drop us a comment, like the page, share, subscribe. You know I do love and appreciate your support. Book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. Desmos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.